Hello and good morning. Let me check sound levels. They're always different when I start again. So microphone is, I hope, loud enough. Music should not be too loud. I will keep an eye on that. Hello and welcome. Thank you very much for joining today. I'm very sorry. I had some. I did not change the time to 11 as I planned to, as I planned to go online. So the schedule showed 10:45. If anybody was inconvenienced by that, I'm very sorry. I am thinking about starting an hour earlier starting next week, because this is the last week of my medical treatment that I have to get at the doctor's office. Next week I only have medication that I can take at home, so I should be a bit more free to do streams a little bit more early than before. Yeah, welcome back, welcome for the first time. Whatever is fitting to you, thanks for coming. Thank you so much for being here, DM Sketching. DM Sketching is also an art channel. It's quite interesting stuff. He or she, I do not even know. I think I only can see your hands in the videos, DM Sketching. So they are doing nice stuff there also. If you want to check that out, do that. Shakira still does not have her own channel as well as Vitani, although I always tell them they should. They don't. Their fault. I can't give them a shout out this way. However, we will start now. So what I have here is the first part that we created in the last stream. I'm thinking if I should zoom in a little bit, but I think it's okay. Let me show you a close-up for what we have so far. So this is our Grandmaster, or Jeff Goldblum. We are not even done with the shading in the face. I want to work a little bit more on that. I will want to introduce a little more contrast, or much more contrast. I have not yet 100% decided if I go for the blue makeup underneath his eyes and on his chin, if I make that in color, but I don't think so. Still don't think so. I've tried to put color accents in my pictures once before, and that failed horribly. So I'm not sure I want to do it with this, because other than that I'm pretty happy with it. But there still needs to be a lot of shadowing and more contrast work be done. The hair, obviously. And I got this white gel pen. I have never used those for highlights in the eyes especially, and some people are using it for hair. Well, we see. We will try this out today. It's a first for me. And I forgot to put the highlight in this eye anyway, so that will help us today, I think. We will try that on another piece of paper before I really go into this one, but that is the plan for today. No worries, DM Sketching, of course. Yeah, Shakira, one day the PC is ordered. I expect you to stream or do videos. You don't have to stream. I can show you how to do videos. Vitani, I never thought I would show my face. I started streaming with just my voice in the beginning of the year with gaming. I changed to art after I rediscovered my passion for portrait drawing, and now I'm showing my face live on stream. I would have never thought I would, and I don't want to brag, but I think I have improved. So which drawing paper or sketchbook are you using, by the way? So smooth shading. This is actually not that expensive one. It is regular one. It actually has quite some grain, but not that much. It's a bit how do you say? It's a bit coarse, but still not that coarse. I have actually not tried. I have this very smooth paper, which I have bought for color pencils, which I never really gotten into. which I still want to though. I am thinking about testing that also for the pencil, but I always consider my style pretty rough, and I think that works good with the a little bit rougher paper. So this is what I'm going with normally. Yeah, I'm completely self-taught, or I had some lessons when I was younger, private lessons. My mother wanted to support my talent. I love to draw always, and she, a friend of her, she was an actual artist, and I had a couple of lessons for quite some time actually, but never about portraits. It was all the very important base things like shape. Sorry. Like shapes and draw what you see, not what you know, stuff like that. And it was more we drew barns and stuff like that, never faces. So I started that then later on by myself, based on photographs, and that's what I have been doing since I rediscovered that passion earlier this year. Yeah, that's what I've been sticking with. Okay, so thank you very much for saying that, Shakira, and we will start. I can talk while I'm drawing anyway. So we will start today again with the quite hard pencil. But we will probably pretty quickly change to the a little bit darker pencil. So this is one of the darkest parts in the face, and this is more or less, I think we were on there with the darker pencil anyway, so let's directly go into it. This is more or less the baseline. We have to reach for a lot of this side of the face because most of it is in shadow. So we'll just go for it and see that we shade this part. Then we can see if we have more words are hard, you know. I'm not native English speaker, if you haven't noticed yet. Sometimes I have to search a while for the right words. But there will be areas where we have to go even darker, but we will identify those after this general baseline of darkness that we put in there. I've seen a lot of artists that are working differently, really from area to area. Don't know if I don't think that there is a right way to do this. Do it if you are drawing yourself, you probably have your own preference how to do it, and that is rightfully your full right to do. I think everyone has his own journey and has to make their own decisions how they like to do it. And I work like this a lot, that I do a general code and then I add another code on there, another layer of darkness to get to a complete picture. I've seen a lot of people that are really focusing on one area, finishing that, and then move on to the next one, and then perhaps come back for a couple of updates. But their general approach is quite different, which actually it might be more interesting to view on the stream to finish one area. This is a bit. The fun part all comes at the end, how I'm doing it. Perhaps not the best for a stream, actually. Ooh, that almost went down the wrong pipe. I like my coffee strong, but it does not have to directly go into the lung, you know. Layers of Darkness, yeah, I think that is a good name for my memoirs, no? Layers of Darkness. There's probably already a couple of books, probably a 50 Shades of Grey knockoff that is called Layers of Darkness. I could very much imagine that being the case. Hey Liana, I did not notice that you said that. Welcome to the stream. DM sketching, how long are you drawing on camera? How long are you drawing on your channel? Yeah, it is a messy cross-hatching style that I'm doing. It is not a very orderly one. I try to stay in the one for one layer. I try to stay in more or less the right same direction. But it's not a classic cross-hatching. It's more cross-hatching chaos, something like that. I am a very instinctual drawer. I think that's because I never really learn it, and I never really had the patience to also for myself to really do some lessons, stuff like that, you know. So it is what I'm doing is it's more like an instinctual drawing. Just like I'm speaking English, I do not know a single grammatical rule of the English language. I just speak, and because I have seen and read a lot, it kind of makes sense. Not everything I'm saying makes sense. I think the sense is palpable when I speak, but it's not perfect grammar, and that is because I do not know a single grammatic rule. And it's the same with my drawings. I draw. I do not think, okay, I have to do this technique or I don't know what. I just look at it and see, okay, there is something that needs a shadow. Let's go for it. I am considering getting a bit more technical, truth be told. So the line I drew here, it has to be a bit closer to down. Made the face look very small, so that line was wrongly placed. So this is not an easy part here, truth be told. So from time to time I will be a bit... I was a talker in the beginning now. From time to time I will be a bit less talkative. That is a little bit of concentration that I need from time to time. I'm sorry about that. Chaos hatching. Yes, I love chaos hatching. Just a self-taught and trying to improve more, and yeah, working on YouTube from the end of April of this year. You know, quarantine. Yeah, I know that. I started with my gaming channel in February this year. The art channel, I'm not even sure when I switched to art, but I think it was around June or July. You know, I have a health situation that I will not go into detail again today. But art just really is better for me and my health situation right now than gaming was. So I'm pretty happy with doing this. Okay, we have a little bit of darkness over here. We will go there with my beloved black stone pencil, which gets crazy dark. So I will not go darker there yet. So we have a little bit of blue light on this side of the face, which I will interpret as being lighter than on this side, because I think that is more or less the effect of that light. So we will have a lighter area here. To be careful that when I do this general shading that I do not lose my details that I put in there last time already, to know how to approach the ear. I'm never that clean with ears, truth be told. I'm also telling that every time, I think, because ears are not exactly something that people notice that much if a detail is not the same as in the original. Nobody told me, yeah, your Thor looks nice, but his ears are not correct. First one going over to my Thor video right now and posting that as a comment will get a stuck out tongue smiley as an answer. Not the best price, but okay, I think we need to go darker on the ear still. So let's be a bit bold over here, I would say. Because we can be, as I said, errors in the area of the ear are easily forgiven by the human eye. Should have the right size. The outline should not be too round, too perfect, because there are always imperfections in there. I have a pretty, you can't see my ears at all, but I have a pretty sharp edge on my ears, for example. Okay. Chin being more defined makes him look less like a sad fish. Yeah, true. That's true. With part one, there was kind of a running gag, running joke that he looked like, kind of like Jeff Goldblum, but kind of like sad fish Jeff Goldblum. I made that joke, so it's fine. Great if it is helpful, DM. That is why I'm doing this, partly. Also because I want to have fun. But also just to get a community that helps each other. I also am very open to advice. If there's something I should take a look at, something that's not really correct, I'm more than open to listening to it, because that's also one reason why I'm doing this always in 2 parts. You just lose your perspective after a time. You just can't see stuff anymore. You just miss stuff. You don't see it. It's It's nothing bad. It is just when you look that much and concentrated on a picture, you start missing some details. Sometimes there are areas that I completely ignore until the second part because I can't see. I don't see that there is something missing. A complete area can be completely unshaded and I won't notice it. And yeah, so therefore, if you feel like there is something missing somewhere, this for example is missing, I'm aware of that. Then I'm open. Yeah, let me put a little bit of shading in there. I make him look older, I think. Probably a good thing that he will never see it. But I kinda need those lines, you know? They are pretty important. Perhaps I can take away a little bit of the sharpness to make it look less unflattering. They might say something about the ears now that you've said it. Yeah. I tend to point out my own mistakes. Probably a self-defense mechanism, actually, because if you talk about your own mistakes, people cannot use them against you. There are some things that, some small things sometimes that really help a lot. As for example, this one shadow line I just drew here, I think it gave the face so much more believability right now that I'm actually unsure how much I want to even continue in that regard, so that I don't break it right now, because I like it right now. The thing is, what we definitely need is the eyeliner color thingy that I have not added yet, because I was not sure if I would do it with color, but I won't. Nobody voted in chat for color anyway, so nobody really wants or needs it, so I will go with what my gut is telling me, and my gut tells me not to ruin this one. Like with the Hela one that I did, makeup is quite... I think makeup is one of the most difficult things to really get right, because black and white, you do not really convey color, you normally convey light and shadow, and makeup is, per definition, color. And to get that not to look like just a shadow underneath his eyes, is important. But I think it seems to work. I think so. I think it worked. Don't we all though? I could tell you about 10 in the new drawing I just finished. Ah, true, Shakira. The thing is, watch art videos. I don't see many people talking about the mistakes they made. I think it's totally important for yourself to realize where are the mistake, or not necessarily mistake. Mistake is perhaps even the wrong word. It's more about knowing where you can still improve or where you want to improve. It's not like things that you consider mistakes, others might still like. I often hear a lot of people comment that they like hair that I did, for example. That always feel uncomfortable with the hair I'm drawing. Always. So you might see it as a mistake, but it's in reality it's just an area that you noticed you want to improve in. Nothing more, nothing less. I also ignore some of the things per necessity. It just happens. Everyone just knew that you wouldn't use blue anyway. Yeah. I probably should not have asked all the time, should I do it, and saying I don't want to do it. So but I would think that would have brought more people to say actually use the color than the other way around. But well, people seem to not hate on me too much, so that they did not force me to use color. So we will put in a little bit of contrast down here. And now, Darkstone. Wait, can you see it? Yeah. This is DM. If you're still here, this is my beloved Blackstone pencil. I found it, I don't know, a month ago or something, when I was searching for what is the darkest you can get, and there might be other solutions out there, but the Darkstone, it is pitch black and it is very matte. It does not reflect light. It is amazing. My personal dream come true, because I love contrast. I think pictures really shine through contrast, always and in every single case. You can, if you have a drawing that you have hurried and you're not 100% happy with it, just adds a little bit of contrast and it will directly look better, even if you do not have time to increase the detail. So I would always, in every single picture that I finish, I would always in the last go try to find out if there are areas where I can increase contrast. And I've seen so good pictures that are just not popping, but you see that they are really good. But if you would just use a little contrast. I mean, you're using DM is using a, I do not know if they are felt or gel pens or something, so it is very contrasty. So I guess you know what I'm talking about. But when you're using pencil, it's always good to start with hard pencils that don't go too dark, because you can erase them perfectly. But you just need, at some point, up the ante, you know? But then be careful that it's not just in single areas here, but that there is a certain harmonious relationship between the different areas of the picture. It is not a good idea to only have the contrast in the eyes, for example. I feel right now like the rest of the face is now not dark enough anymore. So we'll probably go into that again. Mr. Squeaky, exactly. That was Mr. Squeaky. I'm not sure that I like that Shakira and Liana are ganging up on me. Today I like a bit more high energy music. The second video is always a little bit more exciting in terms of progress made. Progress being made. One of these days I have, this is the 2B one. I also have an HB one. One of these days I will try to draw one only with those. But I think they do not give me, or I cannot control them good enough to get it light enough for my taste in the lighter areas. We just know you better get used to. I should ban you guys. Evil. Okay. I don't hate it. I'm feeling a little bit like face is almost done. I have to go revisit the forehead, obviously. There will be a couple of things I need to go after still. But we're in a good place. For darker shades, you used which pencil? I mean, like the number of that hard pencil. For darker, I use, this is Blackstone 2B. In general, I'm using an 8B Mars Lumograph Black for the other parts. Before I had this one, I was also pretty happy with this one, but the Blackstone is just, it's in a league of its own. It's really amazing. It's really just fun to use. I cannot say enough good things about it. Should make a review video. The setup is still not ideal. When I'm drawing on that side, I vanish from the camera. I'm sorry about that, but sometimes I need this perspective. I will change the setup in time. So this doesn't happen that much anymore. Okay. I'm not mad at it. She's just shouting my name at the screen. Hello! Hello! Ah, somebody is at the door. You will be treated to my break screen for a second. I'll be back. I'm back. Music is not back. I'm sorry, that is always an issue with these headphones, which think they should deactivate once I don't have them on my head anymore. Come on, camera. Okay, so we should be back in business. New stuff to play with. Ha! I have some things planned in the coming weeks, and the materials are coming, are trickling in, so to speak. You have to go because charging is 6%. I don't want to. By the end, you're probably already gone. I'm sorry for not noticing earlier. Thank you very much for being here. Okay, so I will be online next week again, so no worries. Okay, let's continue, because I am having fun, because this looks pretty okay. I'm again not really looking forward to the good old hair, but we'll manage. We'll somehow manage. Those eyebrows are virtually not there. And that's one of the few things that they made to make him look a bit more alien, I guess. Yeah, almost just painted on. So not that much I can work with in terms of drawing single hairs. I have to be careful that I don't go too dark now up here, but I think there is still a lot of potential how dark this should be. Comparison now to the quite dramatic face. We've landed on quite dramatic lighting in the face, but I think it fits. It works well. So I think I will now see how we will work with this little white gel one. Jeff is still a good looking man for his age. Definitely, very much so. He has so much charisma. It's just crazy. He's one of the persons where I would really love to meet them in real life, just to experience them in reality. But also someone I would be very afraid of meeting, because he's so high energy, so bursting with charisma that I would probably feel like a drywall next to him. Actually, I think I have drawn the skin on the chin more firm, but or do you mean it's not defined enough in terms of that you see that there is a thin line? You probably mean that, right? That there should be more. So Chuck, when I told Liana yesterday that David Tennant is speaking in the Arc Genesis 2 game, she was pretty happy about that, if I understood that correctly. What are your feelings towards David Tennant? Do you even know him? So the chin has now more definition. What do you think, Liana? When I look at the small screen, I think I also know and see what you mean in terms of wobbly. It loses a little bit. Could be perspective. Let me zoom in there. One of those pictures where I do not really like to zoom in because they lose a lot with close-ups. But that's in the nature of a close-up. I knew that you would say that, Chuck, and I knew that Liana would be quite shocked, probably, when you say that. And probably will post a couple of links for you to see who he is. He is the best Doctor Who there was, and a fantastic actor. He also played the bad guy in the first season of tell me, what's in Jessica Jones. And he played such a good soul in The Doctor, so he's a gifted actor in every sense of the word. Okay, so let's see. I will, just so that we can see how this works. Let me take this in a corner that we won't use too much. Look, that's black, and now we will try to, let me just, it is quite nice. So the reviews did not lie. This one is quite, how do you call it? It is covering up quite good. So I like the Jesse Jones, yeah. So let's see how this looks, if it looks too fake, but I hope not. Because if I could use this always for the highlights, to have better defined and clearer highlights, that would be a big help. Also because I could detail them more. I'm not sure if I like it, but we have highlights. And the video feed actually looks much more impressive with the highlights in the eyes than it looks in real life. Okay. His name is familiar, and as soon as he said Doctor Who, that's why I knew it. I have never watched it, but I had a friend that was obsessed with it. I'm not the biggest Doctor Who fan, definitely not. I needed two approaches to really get into the series. We stopped watching during the run after the David Tennant Doctor Who. it's quite, probably Liana concurs to that. For me, the series is quite emotionally draining. I did not like the first new Doctor Who. I did not like him, but the whole flair of the series at that point in time, and that I think it's season 9, I have no idea. The first new season after they stopped in the 80s or whenever they did, it has the charm of a school play for me. So I never really loved it. And a lot of the episodes still have and will keep it, and they should, because that is the style, that is on purpose. But David Tennant is just really, he is just amazing. Every time he's on the screen, he's really amazing. You're right, it is on the video feed, it looks quite cool with the, let me take a look at the big feed. Yeah. On the feed it looks quite cool. In reality, the thing is, you notice it adds in the digital feed for some reason, but in reality you notice that it is something different, and I'm not sure if that is a good thing, you know? Okay, hair. I really do not want to draw this hair, but I have to. We have to make progress. So we start with the hard one again. So here we have a section we can sectionize. Here's another one. And here we have this is a bit very high energy, right? But it fits to the Grandmaster. The highlights look great. Yeah, okay. Then I'm happy. Thank you for the feedback. So here on the sides we have a very inconsiderate fact of Jeff Goldblum, that he has quite dark hair but very light highlights. You know what I mean? So dark and light is very close to each other here in this area. So it will be a bit more difficult to show that in a believable fashion. I'm doing this now a little bit differently. I will finalize this area of hair before I go into the next. Finalize is a strong word, but you know, I might revisit. I will probably revisit, but I will at least go through all the stages of pencils that I have. Not the dark, the Blackstone one. That one we will keep for the very end of the hair. His hair is a little bit like the Dracula hair. I have to be careful that he doesn't look like a vampire in the end. The thing about Doctor Who is that it's funny and lighthearted most of the time, then they go and break your heart. Yeah, that is... Like killing people, like having decisions that just break you inside, that they have to make decisions, and it's terrible. It's really... The highs and lows of that series are just extreme. And they always get you. There is just a scene where it is extremely lighthearted and you even think it's somehow quite silly and perhaps a bit too much, and in the next scene they just destroy you emotionally. Worse than in Buffy, truth be told. But in Buffy you had more of a balance. It worked, overall it worked, for me personally it worked better. But the lows are extremer in Doctor Who. That is why I actually stopped watching it. It was just too dark for me. I could not stomach it in the mental state I was in. I could not watch it. It became so much that even the indication of what could go wrong really damaged me. So it's not a good, feel-good series. Also interesting that they still, with that charm of a school play, they have still some elements in there that just speak to such an innate fear that they really can get creepy and scary. Even though they have this little silly atmosphere a lot of the time. I like the hair! Up until now. There's not much hair, but I don't hate it. Liana can compare it to the Game of Thrones. I have not watched Game of Thrones. I am not a fan of Game of Thrones. Perhaps the only human being on the planet. At least that admits it. But not a fan. Boring. I got sad again, Liana, when I watched that Buffy HD thingy video, because the quality is really good. They have surprisingly good material, which they could work on to make it look amazing, but they just effed it up royally and don't care. And this is still such a big phenomenon. Still everybody is talking, every single person on the planet is talking about it. There's still a lot of money to be made. They should rectify that situation. But it again convinced me that it is not worth watching that version even for the quality, because it is just confusing. scenes that should be at night are not night. No, but I have family members that also hate Game of Thrones too. I don't hate it, it's just boring. I probably would have hated it as well, but we had a friend watch it with us and explain what was happening because he couldn't help himself. I would have hated that even more. Although there are certain movies and series and episodes of certain already mentioned series you do not want to watch with Liana or me because you would have to listen to us sing. Hey Sarah, welcome. Thanks for joining today. How are you? We've made a lot of progress. Look. I'm almost happy. I even do not hate the hair. So. I think I make the hair look a bit more dense than it is in real life. Great to hear that, Sarah. I actually think this one has the potential to become one of my favorites. I did not expect this. I did expect this to be, or let me say it differently, I expected myself to struggle with this much more than I do. Because I have not drawn many people in this age range yet. This is my first time drawing an elderly. Good thing you will never see this. I have to stay vigilant though, that I do not get too comfortable and too fast, you know, that I don't start to hurry this You see, this part I do not like that much, but we will see how it looks when we add in the other parts of the hair. Constant vigilance, exactly. It takes a lot for me to cry in a movie. Animals will always get me, though. I cannot. It is crazy. It becomes worse and worse. I cannot watch anything where anything happens, anything bad happens to a dog. I cannot. Cats are not that bad. Still, I don't like it, but with humans, not a big deal. But if anything happens to a dog, I just can't. Terrible. Then no, that's bad somehow, but that's how it is. There's this game. I don't know exactly the name. One of those Wolfenstein games, where in the very beginning you have a scene from the past of the character, where the point is that you are thinking now about how I can explain that in a way that is not offensive for younger viewers. The point is that your father is torturing you mentally, more or less. He's really cruel. He's just cruel, and he forces you to off the dog. It is, you have to press the mouse button to continue with the game, and that I couldn't do it. I closed down the game and did not play it again for the longest time. I always laugh at bad things that happen to humans in movies. Well, sometimes that's the point, isn't it? The thing I directly had to think about was in Gremlins. Have you seen Gremlins? The first one, where that old woman is trying to flee on her stair. How do you call it? I have no idea. Escalator? Not escalator. You know what I mean. And the Gremlins have modified it that she just flies through the window. That's meant to be funny. Still mean. Then you must have the time of your life in the Kevin Home Alone movies. It really helps to have the hair in sections, to say, okay, I do not look at the whole. I look at it from part to part individually. That really helps with concentrating also on that part and getting it to look around how you want and need it to look. I struggle a little bit with this areas here over here because it needs not to look as dense as the other side, and it makes it a bit more difficult for me to make it look like you can see through. Not sure if I'm managing to do that. But we are getting somewhere anyway, so I don't want to... I'm not in the mood to complain right now, and that means something. So we'll have to, on the hairline, we will have to work on the hairline to make it look more organic and not like a hairpiece he's wearing. But let's finish the general hair for now. Doesn't look that bad, does it? Perhaps the hair is a bit high, a bit higher than in the original. Looks a bit Dracula-y, but it's okay. Usually love when the bad guys get what's coming to them. Usually it ends up with them a bit please, but funny way, slightly psychotic. Yeah, might be. Okay, we will have to improve the hairline a little bit. Good. Let's put in some single streaks of blackstone to get it to a contrast level that is perhaps not 100% realistic, but still we need a bit of that contrast in the hair to tie everything together. You know? The side contrast line you see at the hair is, I think, because this is a composition, or it's very strange lighting. Here on this side we can put in a bit more because there is more contrast. But over here we should be very careful with setting just some few hairs. We should introduce more darkness. There's not that much of a line as I have. signal it to be a bit darker, less highlighty. What do you guys think? We're almost done. Just a little bit touch-ups, I would say. What's a movie you guys have watched that you thought was going to be bad but was actually really good? I'm curious. Good question. Really good, I'm not sure. I was surprised by Shazam, which I expected to be really, really bad. And while it has bad parts, it's concentrating too much on the novelty that the superhero is a kid in a grown-up body. They take that too far. In case of the kid trying to escape the responsibility that comes with it and only having the fun, they take that too far. And that gets really annoying. But other than that, I actually did not hate the movie, and that surprised me a lot. So probably that one, in that regard at least. Other than that, thank you very much, Shakira. I am almost inclined to say I agree. How long are we streaming now? 1.5 hours almost. Yeah, that's a reasonable time frame for what we have managed to do. You haven't watched that yet because you were thinking it was going to be bad. Yes, exactly. I had to watch it because I really like Shazam as a character concept, and the story is always interesting for me. There's a really nice comic about Captain Marvel, Shazam, and Superman meeting for the first time, and Superman finding out that he's actually a kid. I love that web very much. That is a really cool comic, and so I like the character and was really looking forward to seeing what they are doing with it. I like the whole character universe and story universe with Black Adam and Osiris and Isis later, and conflicts with the no spoilers, so conflicts. So I really hope that the movie would give the possibility of continuing in that universe, and I think they are actually producing the next one, right, with Black Adam this time. And yeah, I don't think they will go that deep into the lore of Captain Marvel as I would like to, but it surprised me because I expected the worst. Also because I do not really love the actor. He does a pretty decent job. He's not my visual expectation of a Captain Marvel though. So I feel inclined to actually add a couple of highlights, because you have here you have an highlight within the, that probably has a name, but I have no idea. This edge of the eye, you know, there is a highlight. You have a highlight, really small one in the same area here on this side, and we should probably give this a bit more correctness. Thank you very much, Cyril. Yeah, I am pretty happy with it. I am about to call it, if you guys don't see anything that needs real work still. I will take a look at it while producing the video, the full-length video, time-lapse video, full-length, full-length video. To see if there's something else that I have to... Oh, something important I missed now that I'm just including a little bit of... We still need the eyelashes. I have not drawn the eyelashes. I'm always stressing how important the eyelashes are. And we are already happy without the eyelashes. So let's see how it looks when we add them. Let's be careful not to ruin it now in the last few. He doesn't have very visible eyelashes, but I always stress that even if you don't see it, it helps the human eye. So let's very lightly include some eyelashes. Very, very subtle. Because they are there. You see it on this side, but they are curiously not very present. I guess really because they again wanted to give him a little bit more of a alien look, so they did not really stress the eyelashes that much. I could imagine that to be the case. Could also be completely wrong. Now they are very subtle. I've drawn them in very subtle. If you can even, yeah, you can see it a little bit. Just so that they are there. I'm pretty happy. So what I am not 100% happy with is still the nose. The nose is really difficult though. but not sure if I can improve that too much now. I think it looks a bit more scrunchy than in the original, but that is also, I think, just because of my bit messy type of shading. And I think I should stop now. Surprised that we did not get a visit from the cat though. I think that's it for today. I think that's it completely. We'll see. Should I? Oh yeah, let me. I think I want to have the limits down here. You know, to see that there is the end. I want to have that. Also not very detailed, but I want to see that there is an end here. I think that again helps the cohesiveness. I like it. I'm happy. I think we're there. Yeah, that's kind of the thing, right? You always know you should stop way before you actually stop. Yeah, the earlobe is much too narrow in comparison to the original. So let's try to hide it a little bit in shadow. But that is all right, not too terrible. Bit more contrast inside the ear. Okay. I think we're there. Good. That's it. As always, this will be converted into a time lapse with commentary, and I will try to be funny again. If you're new and have not seen that and want to have a taste of that, you can take a look at my Hela, for example, or the Thor one, or I think all the superhero and supervillain ones. No, not all the superheroes. Starting with Scarlet Witch, they all have this part where I try to be funny. You are the judge if I am or not. I try to be entertaining during the time lapse in a way that even if you have seen this, it might be interesting for you to watch the time lapse. That one should be ready on Monday. I should publish that one on Monday. I hope so. That is the plan. I will be live again. That's also the plan on Tuesday. My medication changes from going to the doctor and getting my beautiful IV to taking medication at home. So I should be able to start an hour earlier than the last few days. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe to not miss the finalized piece as well as the next live stream. Give me a thumbs up if you liked it. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you, Cyril, for making it in the end. Thank you very much for visiting. Shakira, as always, thank you very much. If you're still here, Vitani, I hope you are asleep. Tomorrow is a school day. And Liana, thank you very much. And I hope our little one is also and was also entertained. The Wolf of Hela. Cyril, I would actually draw my dogs before that. I am so afraid of the fur of the animal, so I have not... I should actually... You're not wrong. Now that I drew this kind of hair, it looks a lot like hair of the wolf, right? I could try something like that, but I am pretty sure I will not already next time. But you're right, I should challenge myself at one day soon to draw an animal. But you see how I'm hesitant I am. Probably not the next time. But thank you very much. See you next time.